Hello, all you hardcores out there. How are you doing? Russ here from Poker's Corner. The biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here that all you lot daren't say. Isn't that right? Cowards. Off with your heads. Right. We get this jacket off. We'll get stuck in. Right. Barry McGuigan. He's come out, hasn't he? He said Tyson Fury is not elite. Well, to be elite, you got to have elite wins on you, haven't you? Would we say Vladimir were elite when he beat him? Yeah, you could say he was top at pile, only 9.5-year world champion. But that were in 2015. We're in middle of 2024 now. So we're getting on for what? 9 years ago. That was pushing 9 years. That's a long time. 9 months is a long time in the sport of boxing. 9 days is. I've seen fighters blow up in 9 hours. In fact, I know a fighter sniffed gear within 9 minutes of winning a belt. So things can change very quickly, very, very quickly in the sport of boxing. I can understand where Barry McGuigan's coming from, because when you look at Tyson Fury's CV, it's more a case of who he hasn't fought than who he has fought. Well, we've been talking about him fighting Anthony Joshua now for over a decade, haven't we, really? Over a decade. They're no closer to fighting now than they've ever been. This Usyk fight's what? 18, what are we on today? What we? A month away or something, 3 weeks away, 3 or 4 weeks away till fight week. It's not long, is it, May 18th? But they're going to get paid. And they get 2 bites at cherry. But if he beats Usyk, you say he's an elite fighter. But at this moment in time, I don't think he is an elite fighter. Well, Wilder an elite fighter. You wouldn't say he was best in division. He were in mix. But elite, he's got 2 wins of a Stavern, a big fat man. That's it. Fury's got 4 wins, over champions. 2 of a Wilder, 1 of a Steve Cunningham, a cruiserweight that dropped him. So that's a life and death. That were in New York, by the way, or in America. What was the other one? Vladimir in his 40th year. 9.5-year champion that were ready to be plucked. So a lot of it's really about timing. It's more timing than anything. And navigation. He's been navigated through choppy waters, Tyson, hasn't he? But I don't see any elite wins that jump out at me. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I know he took Wilder's over, a one-trick pony. Yeah, he was a 5-year champion, but if you're a 5-year world champion and the only world champions that you beat are Stavern twice, so Wilder weren't elite. Vladimir, what were he really doing? He was navigating through choppy waters. Yeah, he'd done David A, didn't he? But a lot of them, the Eddie Chambers and Povetkins and all that, just run-at-mill guys. I don't know. Our fighter's not fighting anybody. It's very hard to gauge. It can sound like I'm kind of like digging Tyson Fury out. He can only beat who's in front of him. But like I said, the proof will be in the pudding when he gets in with people like Usyk and Anthony Joshua. But you wouldn't say Joshua's elite, but you say he's up there, wouldn't you? Maybe just below elite. You say Usyk's elite. He's done Joshua twice. He's dominated at cruiserweight, undisputed. European World Olympic gold all the way through as an amateur. 350 fights, beat everybody except 4 guys. 11 defeats, is it, or something, or 15? Rematched 11. So Usyk's elite. If you beat Usyk, you'd have to give Tyson Fury credit, wouldn't you? If he does Usyk, we'll sign him off as elite of this generation. But for me, he's got to do Usyk. And even if he does, you know what I'll say, don't you? I'll just say you're a small man anyway. But Barry McGuigan, is he harsh? No, I think he's dealing in facts. I think that a lot of people get the knickers in a twist, don't they? When people say, well, I don't think he's elite. It's a bit like being in somebody's house, isn't it, after a show and there's a boxer there. And I think people can take things to heart. Well, I don't think you punch that hard. I don't think you're that fast. No, I don't think you can hold a punch. Oh, before you know where you are, they're crumbling, aren't they? It's like saying, I had Glyn Snowden the other day in here. And I said, if somebody said to you, you can't trap a ball, Glyn, what would you say? And he said, I don't like it. So I suppose everybody's insecure, and nobody likes criticism, but I try to make it constructive. But if people want to behave like dicks, I can make it so I can go after them if I want. But Tyson talks a good game, doesn't he? He's got you all on hook. No hype in it, really. Well, look, Jamie McDonnell and Richie Woodall have beat more world champions than Tyson Fury. They've got more wins over him. So, what's that tell you? So's Davy Day, so's Hatton. It is what it is. Frotcher's got maybe 3 times the wins Fury's got, and your Calzaghe's, Amir Khan, they're your elite guys. You guys in double digits for wins over world champions. Your Ali, your Lennox Lewis, they're Hall of Fame guys, these. Ricky Hatton got into Hall of Fame, didn't he, this summer, but he only really got in for crowds that were taking over there. I think he has to thank Dennis for that, for taking that band, that band from Sheffield with drums and walking up and down Vegas Strip. They walk up and down, then go back to pool. Dennis would be like that, laid there like that, supping a pina colada. Give them all $100 each. And yeah, go do another lap on the strip. Do you remember it? Boom, 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 boom. There's only one Ricky Hatton. Well, that was Dennis, wasn't it? Them lot he flew over there to invade Vegas, and it gave it the feel that Ricky Hatton was this massive ticket seller. Then they kept putting fake stories out in papers, didn't they? 30,000 flew over and all that. What a load of hogwash. Everybody lapped it up, didn't they? Because they were drinking in bars and all that, but there weren't 30,000 there. What a load of rubbish. 30,000. But I think Hatton got in, not for his CV, maybe because of that. Bit like Barry McGuigan, I think he kind of like fluked it really into Hall of Fame, really, didn't he? I know he beat Pedrosa, but he got in there because he had a country behind him, didn't he? And he was telling people to put guns down and leave the fighting to McGuigan and all that. And I think he got in that way. A bit like Sylvester Stallone got into Hall of Fame. Never had a fight in his life. He's in Hall of Fame for services to boxing. And I think some people who've been boxers, they go into media or they go into films and stuff, and this kind of like fluke it that way. Bellew will fluke it that way because he's been in a couple of Creed films, hasn't he? And Johnny Nelson might fluke it because he's been at Sky 2 decades, hasn't he? But the CVs shouldn't really be getting him in. We should be talking about CVs. Like Frotcher's CV, Calzaghe's, people like that. They're straight in Hall of Fame, aren't they? So, will Frank Bruno get in? Well, his CV's pish, but he was popular at the time, wasn't he, back in 80s, so, and early 90s, so he might get in that way, but I have a problem with that. They should categorise it. But is Tyson Fury elite at this moment in time after his last performance? You're only as good as your last performance. No, I don't think he's an elite fighter anymore. I don't. I think he was 35 in a couple of months or 36, so he's knocking on a bit now, isn't he? I think that I think he's on slide. I don't think he's elite. Has he ever been elite? No, I don't think he has. You've got to have elite wins, not old men at 40 and one-trick ponies. But who is there for him to beat? He's got to do Usyk. He'd have to do... He needs another 10 wins. He's got to get some wins. He's got to get 10 more wins against top guys to be up there with Lennox Lewis and people like that. The boxing fraternity, they all agree with me on that. Big Malk, you agree with me, don't you? But you're not going to come out and say it, but you're slating Barry McGuigan today, aren't you? Malcolm X, Spencer Fearon. But because you're supposed to be a historian, just like me, Spencer. Fury's CV doesn't say he's elite. His mouth might be elite, and the hype around him, he's not got enough. 4. Come on, Lennox Lewis. 14. Tyson 4. He's way off elite, way off. Got to get more wins. He might have to fight till he's 40 to get them other 10 wins. You've got to get in double digits to be in Hall of Fame and be classed, in my opinion. So, but his CV's pish, if you want to start saying he's elite. So, Bannerman Guigan, I agree with you. Well, there's plenty of time for Tyson to make that up. He could do Usyk twice and Joshua twice, couldn't he? And correct that Ngannou mess. And he'd be on his way then, wouldn't he? And then you've got all the rest of them to run through, aren't you? Dubois and people like that, Frank Sanchez, Jared Anderson. You know, and then when he's about 42 and he's still hanging around boxing, milking it, and coming out with same old macaroni. You might have to fight that Moses Matome. You know, when he's about 20-0, then elite. Look at Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali won a gold medal as a light heavyweight in 1960, and after turning pro, he'd done Fraser, 64 medalist. He'd done Foreman, 68 medalist. He'd done Leon Spinks, 76 medalist. The 72 medalist, he schooled him in sparring, but he couldn't fight him as a pro because Cubans won't let him turn pro. You know, so, and he even went in with Trevor Berbick in his final fight, and he was a 1980 Olympian, although he didn't win a medal. So, point I want to make is, and he had 2 wins over Floyd Patterson, a 1956 gold medalist. So, Ali's been in with Olympians from 56 Olympics up to 1980 Olympics. He retired in 81. So for me, Ali, he were elite because he took on them all, didn't he? All of them. What's Fury done? Navigator through choppy water. Ooh, I don't fancy him. My good friend, Ingram Jones from Bayloric TV, BWTM TV, I think it's called. He did an interview with Tyson Fury donkeys years ago and asked him about Luis Ortiz. Now, I know what the offer was for Luis Ortiz, and they knocked it back, McKenzie and Tyson's team. What do we want to fight him for? 2-time Olympian Southpaw, knocking everybody out. He's in the Who Needs Him club. Tyson's words. But Steve Cunningham in the Who Needs Him club, wasn't he? But he had to fight him, didn't he? But he was a cruiserweight. Cruiserweight, heavyweight. You see where I'm coming from? Hand-picked opponents. That's what Tyson Fury's career's been. Hand-picked. And now there's still uncertainty over whether he's going to fight Usyk. So we're going to see, aren't we? Yeah, well done. He's took his weight off. Well done. And people are saying he looks good aesthetically. I look good aesthetically. Don't mean to say that I'm a fighter, does it? Hey, it don't, does it? Yeah, you send a little six-pack and bit of shape on you. Don't mean to say I'm going to go out running around banging people out cold, does it? You know, if I'm the Russell now sat here, I won't be able to rock and roll with the Russell from 20 years ago. I get smashed to pieces. So I don't know. It's what you're looking for. And if I'm looking for an elite fighter, I don't think Tyson Fury at this moment in time is an elite fighter. I'm not going to be like Paul Smith and do an interview like he's just done and say, I'm not so sure, because he's still leaving that little bit of, well, he could be. So if Tyson does knock somebody out, if he does knock Usyk out, Paul Smith can say, I want to sure, but you know, he's still elite. No, say what you really think, Paul Smith. You know that fighters are only as good as the last fight. That's how it works. He was shocking against Ngannou. Maybe he might have tried to correct it, get some weight off and all that and blah, 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 and I think they can keep up with Usyk. But if he's took all that weight off for Usyk, how's he going to be able to bully him in ring? Is he going to try and stay with Usyk for speed? He's falling into his trap. So, but no, he ain't elite at the moment. I've just seen something with Sugar Hill. He's coming out. Look, everybody's paying everybody lip service. They all want to stay in mix to get some bunts. Right? Sugar Hill is head trainer for Tyson Fury. So why would you have his father in camp? And they're asking him questions about Big Bad John in camp. What do you think he's going to turn around and say? I don't want him in camp. Well, stupid questions. Of course he's going to say, oh yeah, he's a great addition, this and that, and blah, 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 and it's his dad and all that, and he knows his boxing and all that. That may be. But why would you want somebody else undermining you in camp who's been sticking knife in you? They're not going to rock the boat. Tyson runs the show in that camp, not Sugar Hill. Sugar Hill don't run the show. He's not on 10%. They're all on fees now. Broch give him a cracking 10% all the way through. This lot here now, they don't look at Bellew. You never give Caldwell 10%. Just give him 25 bags. Let's see, what's that? Over a 10-week camp, $2.5 grand a week, and living in his house. With mates like that, who needs enemies? Broch paid McCracken all the way through 10%, even when he were getting 8 digits. That's proper, that for you, isn't it? Proper. Does Joshua pay 10%? No, they don't. It's about bunts. This generation of fighters don't want to fight anybody. Don't be surprised if Usyk Fury doesn't happen. Squeaky bum time we're arriving at now. So, okie dokie. It's time to do a bit of training now. More exercises today. I don't even feel like filming this today. It's a load of exercise videos. You got me doing it, man. Anyway, that's about it. So, okie dokie. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. I want to thank everybody for sharing videos as well. You've all been sharing them on your WhatsApp. I've just been looking on analytics. So, thank you very much. Well, peace out. 8:20 Friday. Oh. Booyaka. Porky's Corner TikTok. That's the TikTok thing. So, but I don't run it. So Cameron runs that. We are on Facebook. I don't know what it's called. We're on Instagram as well. CJ runs that, I think. So, all right. No, I don't run any of that. So if they reply to you, Simon runs Facebook. If everybody replies to you, it ain't me. But feel free to go on there. I'll let they deal with all that. I just do YouTube, me. Press the record button, say me bit, and that's it. And I go on. Well, go on, peace out.